How's it going, YouTube? My name is Ari and welcome back to Blue Lion Finance. Now, for all of you tuning in for your very first episode of Blue Lion Finance, let me just get you up to speed in sharing with you that this channel is all about investing as well as my personal journey to amassing $100,000 within my Vanguard brokerage account. Now, as of today, right now, that account holds $70,520.77. And let me be the very first here to say that it has been an incredibly volatile week within the stock market, and so much volatility has actually allowed for me to go ahead and make a video just the other day on that market volatility, what exactly is going on, and what my personal plan moving forward is. So if you wish to check that out, it is a link right above here that you can just click that link and go ahead and watch that very video. But as for today's video, this is all about the 5 positions within my portfolio that I truly believe have the biggest upside potential coming into the future of 2021 and beyond. Now, each of these 5 positions are actually backed and supported by Kathy Wood and her team over at ARK Invest. So you can assume that they're all within disruptive technology, which is exactly where we're heading. And I truly believe each and every one of them have enough firepower to just skyrocket. So certainly a video that you do not want to miss. Make sure you watch it through and through to the very end. But as always, just before we jump in, if you could ever so kindly tap on that thumbs up button, it will greatly help me out in growing the Blue Lion Finance channel and getting the word out there. And moreover, if you have not yet subscribed, go ahead and just tap on that subscribe button while you're at it. Now, with all of that out of the way and being said, let's get right to it. So just before we actually get to the real gold of this video, I want to go ahead and reiterate that every single company I am talking about in this video can be found within my channel. You may even see links appear above. Click on it and it will take you to that specific video to learn more on that specific company. But without further ado, let's get cracking to number 1, and that is Invitae, ticker symbol NVTA. Now, Invitae operates as a genetic information company, simply meaning that they specialize in delivering genetic diagnostics and trying to get that information out into the mainstream medical arena. So it's not necessarily that Invitae is creating the systems to actually do genetic sequencing. They're more, if you will, the second-hand player. That meaning that they're actually getting the results and they have the capability to really dive deeper into the results, read them, and get those results into the hands of the medical professionals. Now, this is absolutely huge because in understanding what exactly Invitae is actually doing, they're giving us the capability to be proactive about our healthcare. And that's to say, if you had the ability to read your genes after they're sequenced and to understand what may lie ahead in your future, you can begin to take proactive, healthy steps today to prevent future diseases. And not to mention that this is just one small step forward and a longer road ahead. It may allow us to actually go ahead and perform gene editing, which is just the next step in the right direction. So as mentioned, each and every one of these companies are an ARK investment. So this particular company, Invitae, is in the ARK-K and the ARK-G funds. So both of those funds obviously deal with disruptive technology. But what I actually love about Invitae in more recent news is the very fact that they have reported, millions of dollars worth of a loss. Important to note here that I'm excited about that report because it helped drive the stock price down. Now, in understanding why the stocks went down, yeah, sure, they reported a loss. But the reason why they reported that loss is because of mergers and acquisitions, aka that means they're growing and it is a ripe time to actually go ahead and get invested with Invitae. So in the very first video I made about Invitae, I had 16 shares and now I am up at 25 shares. So I added 9 shares of Invitae. Now moving right along, yet hand in hand with Invitae, I want to talk about Pacific Biosciences of California. That's ticker symbol PACB. Now, in recalling what I just said about Invitae and that they're not necessarily the company who's actually making the systems to do the gene sequencing, we have to ask ourselves who exactly is behind the manufacturing of the actual systems, and that is a company like PACB. Now, PACB's biggest competition is Illumina. Illumina is a massive genetics information company doing the exact same thing. So why am I here announcing to you all that you should absolutely get invested with PacBio? Well, simply because they just got a brand new executive board. SoftBank has awarded them with a $900 million investment, which is all incredibly exciting.
But wait, there's more.
Because when it comes to PacBio, Invitae actually just began to work directly with PacBio and buying more of PacBio systems and doing more and more away with Illumina. Of course, you can find PacBio within Cathie Wood's ARC-G fund. That's the Genomic Revolution fund. And what makes me most excited is that right now they are ridiculously, in my opinion, undervalued. So in understanding that Illumina is their biggest competition, Illumina's stock share price right now is about $450 per share, which is absolutely ridiculous. They're basically monopolizing the manufacture of genetic systems. But when we're taking a look at PacBio, they're on the up and up, and I only foresee them continuing to grow. And right now you can actually buy PacBio for just around $35. So I've of course been buying the dip this week. I bought 5 shares initially of PacBio. However, at this point in time, I'm now holding 30 shares. So I've added 25 shares of PacBio to my portfolio, and I'm only going to continue to add more. Now jumping right out of the healthcare industry, but remaining within the genomic sector, does something smell a little bit fishy to you all, or is that just Aquabounty Technologies coming in at ticker symbol AQB? Now, this is not only one of my more speculative plays, but a play that is definitely fulfilling a global need, and that's when it comes to genetically modified fish, which is what they're most notably known for, is the research and development of genetically modified salmon. You may be sitting there asking yourself, why in the world are we genetically modifying fish? And that is because when it comes to salmon, unfortunately, world supply of salmon is rapidly diminishing, whereas the actual demand for salmon continues to increase. So a little bit of that supply and demand curve for you, but it's incredibly simple to actually understand why Aquabounty Technologies is going to be the next big thing when it comes to genetic modification. Not only that, but putting forth a proper solution to handling this very matter. Prior to Aquabounty Technologies, essentially our best thinking got us to open pen farms, which are essentially just these massive nets that are dropped into the ocean, and we're essentially farming salmon within those nets. Now that is incredibly dangerous to the marine life. So what exactly is Aquabounty Technologies doing? Well, not only are they just genetically modifying those fish themselves, allowing salmon to mature at a faster rate from 36 months of maturity to 18 months, but they're doing so in a controlled environment, which is actually helping to save marine life. Now, it's incredibly interesting to note that Aquabounty Technologies has already secured FDA approval for their salmon. So yes, this is a company that is already making massive strides, and I can only foresee it growing. It resides within ARK Invest ARC-G fund, that is the Genomic Revolution fund, and of course within my own portfolio. So I've started out with 6 shares of Aquabounty Technologies, but have since then grown my position to a total of 15 shares. So next up on our list here, and don't worry, it is totally outside of the genomic space, we have Gilat Satellite Networks. That's ticker symbol GILT. Now, Gilat is an Israeli company known for, you guessed it, satellite communication, and they are truly pioneering our future by way of expanding upon technology when it comes to broadband connectivity. I want you to go ahead and just think about what just about every single cell phone provider is currently doing, and that's getting their hands on 5G capability, which moving into the future is just, again, the next step in the right direction. So of course, in pioneering satellite communication, that also means that they are launching things into space, which means they are on the forefront of space exploration. You can find Gilat within the Israel Innovation Fund of ARK Invest, but here's where it gets really exciting, is an understanding that Cathie Wood is not only an investor of Gilat already, but she's about to create an entire ETF that is solely dedicated towards space exploration. And if my hunch is actually correct, and Cathie Wood and her team go about growing a sizable position of Gilat in the space exploration fund, this company truly is going to take off. Given I only found Gilat over this past weekend, I had 2 shares to start with, but I have since then grown my position by 8 shares, bringing me to a total of 10 shares of Gilat Satellite Networks. And now make some noise for last but not least, coming in at number 5, we're gonna go ahead and talk just a little bit about Bitcoin. It's not only just the future, it is the right now. You have Elon Musk converting $1.5 billion worth of Tesla assets into Bitcoin, on top of MicroStrategies and a ton of other financial companies doing the exact same thing. So yes, Bitcoin is here to stay, and getting invested in it right now is definitely not too late. Something that I highly recommend doing. It is just the digital gold of our time. Now, I certainly have a ton of learning to do when it comes to purchasing Bitcoin directly and of course storing it. So at this point in time, I went ahead and buy into Grayscale Bitcoin Trust. That's ticker symbol GBTC. Now, of course, this is a trust, so that means I pay a bit of a premium to actually invest within it, but it is incredibly easy to invest in Bitcoin. And this is almost like getting my toes wet, where I'm not yet just jumping into the water and buying Bitcoin directly, but I do believe that this is a nice, comfortable step for anyone to take in the right direction. So I started off a few weeks back buying 8 shares of Grayscale Bitcoin Trust, but I've since then added 2 shares to my position, bringing me to a grand total of 10 shares of GBTC. So just before we actually close out for today, I'd love to understand your thoughts on any of these 5 positions. Go ahead, leave a comment below. If you've picked something up, you've learned something new, or hey, you've just liked this video, please feel free to just go ahead and tap on that thumbs up button. It will greatly help me out in getting the Blue Lion Finance word out there. And of course, moreover, if you have not already yet subscribed, go ahead and tap on that subscribe button while you're at it. And YouTube, with that being said, I will see you all in the next video.